Boom.
We're live.
Someone else do it.
It's week 8, and things are going about as I expected. You know, I've been talking down on Lamar all year. Finally vindicated. Fall from grace.
Breeze.
Oh yeah, Brees Hall, rest in peace.
You were my champion. Cost me nothing. Oh man!
Hey, at least Jacob doesn't have to go through this heartbreak, you know.
Can you imagine Jacob doesn't trade anybody, and his first top 2 running backs just get down on an ACL? I'd be like, I quit fantasy. Like, it's over. I'll come back next year, I guess. Good thing he traded them away so other people can feel the heartbreak. Jeez. Oh man, I was actually thinking about. Speaking of Jacob and other players on my roster, I was thinking I don't even need a first-round pick, Justin, because I'll just go trade for someone in the first round later. It'll be fine. Like, someone else will draft someone, and then I'll just go get them. So it'll be okay. Okay. Let's talk about rankings. Shall we? There's a new 12. Or is he... Wait. Is he an old 12? Well, he was... Hold on.
The comeback
He
kid.
was 12, but now he's not 12, but he loves 12, and now he's
And
back.
he's 12 again.
He's where he
Jacob, I'm
belongs.
sorry. Every week I get a text from Jacob, and it says, at least I'm not 12. I'm so sorry, buddy.
What is he going to send this week?
He might just stop listening. He might just hear this and go, okay. That's all I need to hear.
You should win more games, Jacob. My recommendation.
You know, wait, what's his... I thought, was his expected wins +1? No, it's where it needs to be. Never mind. I'm just kidding. This team sucks. Okay, moving on. 11. If Jacob's 12,
Huge rise.
then you know who can't be 12? It's Kessner on the back of Ken Walker. Kessner rises from
And
the ashes.
all you need to do to stay out of 12 is win this week, since you're playing.
Oh my
Jacob.
god. He plays
Yeah,
Jacob.
that's
He
true.
beats Jacob. He gets 2 games up on Jacob. And
Well, you still have to perform in consolation bracket, but you would be.
yeah,
True.
it's
Save
true.
your fab.
And that's a thing, right? Let's talk about this real briefly. Here's a couple of these teams that we're just not going to make playoffs. Well, okay, we talked about them, and you like just definitively, they're just not going to make playoffs. You got to start positioning to perform in consolation, right? Do you start making trades if you're in these shoes? You're trying to get capital for the future, sure, no sweat, no doubt. But you got to hold some pieces, or make some concentrated efforts to perform, right? Am I wrong?
I mean, some people just don't care if they finish 12.
Jeez, bury him, why don't you? Good lord. No, but like,
I mean, I do think like if you finish 12th, like, and you get your team renamed, I mean, it's not too bad. So, I mean,
I guess.
Worse
So
things have happened.
I
there
played
are a
Ken.
lot of leagues with much worse punishments. Let's put it that way.
That's true. Well, relegation is something we should talk about. I got destroyed by my father on last week, and let's talk about him next. He's at 10, and I was over at his house making him donuts. Can you believe that? I cooked my father-in-law donuts after he destroyed me in football. And he says, you know what, Luke? I didn't expect to win. I'm honestly aiming for a good finish in consolation. That's where Ken is at right now. And it's like I think I have a solid team. I think I can perform enough to be set up good for next year, just because the record's not playing with me. And I was like, well, you just won another one. And he was like, yeah, well, I'm not going to try to buy for this year. So Derrick Henry may be on the menu? Question mark. Ken's at 10.
Who would you guys take at 1? Like, I'm trying to think, would I be concerned about going for the number 1 pick? I don't even know who I would take.
I mean, I'm
what
not
do you mean?
like
Is it
next
CMC?
year, next year's draft, next year's.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm just thinking, like,
I wouldn't take one. That's
save
what I
all
would
my
do.
players so I can get the number 1 pick, or sell for picks and hope I don't come in last in consolation.
Well, I don't know if I want number 1. So
Because
being
Ken is
able
probably
to
not going to sell his
choose-
players. He wants to win consolation.
Yeah, being able to choose my spot, like I have like preferred picking spots. I think 4 is my favorite place to pick in the draft. So like winning consolation.
Okay, so
you
not
get
even
4.
to go at 1.
Yeah, you don't have to go number 1. But you can also like play the game. Like you could win consolation, take number 1, trade down for someone who's like, I believe. You know. But
True.
I don't know. I really don't know. If CMC stays healthy, I'm assuming him in San Francisco is a good option.
Yeah.
Barkley is the
Yeah.
name that comes to my head just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barkley's with Dayball. It's pretty
Yeah,
decent.
and it's working. He looks great. You know there's no pieces moving. Maybe Daniel Jones gets upgraded. You know, like it's only going up. So, all right,
I mean, if I was just real quick on Ken, I mean,
sure.
I think in expected wins he's like 7. So his team is pretty good. I do think he could beat Noah very like his matchups are great this week. And if he wins this week, 3-5, like I think you got a shot at playoffs, I think.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, pretty
I
much
don't
got to
think
win out,
he's.
but yeah.
I don't think he's throwing in the towel. Like I don't think he's fire sailing, but I don't think he's going to invest. You know
No,
what
I
I mean?
think that's smart. I wouldn't
Yeah.
invest. Not with the 2-5
I think that's where he
record.
was coming from. It's like, you know, he's not going to go make plays to move up. Okay. Next team. Man, it's I'm sorry, guys. I need to wake up. It's Justin. Justin, tell us why you're at 9. You have yourself at 9. We have you at 9. We all agree. You share your thoughts, and we'll agree with you. Probably.
Well, I'm actually. I think like the team has not performed. We've still have not gotten a true ceiling week. I think my injuries in the starting lineup counter is up to 9.
Sheesh.
It's been so bad. But ETN is the guy now, so
Yeah.
I think that gives my RBs like legit upside. Like I think to me, I'm almost viewing it as ETN my RB1, Nixon 2, and I think that's solid. I upgrade my wide receiver core with Godwin, and I think he could like if the Bucks improve, if they become what we think they are, then I got a steal. I think. But if he continues down the current path, then it's just kind of
I don't think you paid any. Like, I would do this deal that you made in every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just make sure I have it right.
It was Connor and Robinson for James, 2 Jameses for a Godwin.
Yeah, Connor and Robinson forgot how to do that 100% of the time, especially in your position. The upside is Robinson becomes a solid flex play, where Godwin can be a legitimate wide receiver too. Like the upside.
And
I mean,
yeah,
your trading partner is huge here, and we'll get to Josh later. But like he desperately needed running back, so for him, and he had a wealth of wide receivers. So I liked it.
Yeah.
Like for his side too, trying to throw some darts. But for you, it's a no-brainer.
yeah, and Patterson, I think, is going to be coming back next week, which I think
Next week.
could, like the Falcons are just running the ball out of the wazoo, so he could be a smash. So I think there's upside potentially here, and if I beat Guy, like I'm in this. Like I am
Please
legit in this.
Please beat Guy. I need you to beat Guy. He doesn't have Eckler. This is your chance.
Yeah,
Now
I
is the
know.
time.
His matchups are not great, and my matchups are amazing. So I think it's going to be close. And he's like due for a down week. Like you can't keep putting up 140 plus every week.
You can't. I stopped doing it. Okay. Yeah. So I think the upside. I think too. I've got you at 9 just because I prefer the other rosters ahead of you. I'm going to say a statement that I might not agree with in a half hour after we get done with this podcast. But I think this is like the most parity, balanced of power, like year I can remember. Like everyone has a good
It's a lot of
solid
3 and 4 and 4 and 3 teams.
Yeah, like everyone has a good, solid roster. Most of them, minus Kessner and Jacob. Players at every position. Like normally we see a team that has holes everywhere, a bunch of them, and then you have these superpower teams. And I don't think those really exist right now.
Well, I think it's partly because offense just in general is down across the league, so it's tough to because everybody's just down on it's bringing the upside players closer to the general population, so to speak. So we don't have any of these breakaway teams because there aren't those high tier players right now. They're just kind of all because offense is all right now, which is kind of interesting.
I think it's like we're down 140 touchdowns from last year, something like that.
Insane.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, you're not out of it in no small way. You can definitely bounce back in. All right. Speaking of rankers, Noah's at 8. No, we all have you at 8, except for yourself. You have yourself at 7. Why should we move you up?
I think this is going to be a make or break week for my team and for Justin's probably. Looking ahead at my schedule, I play a lot of teams with critical players on bye, and Keenan Allen should feast with Mike Williams out after his bye. So I'm expecting good things from here on out. Let's see if I can keep the trend going. But yeah, I think I like where I'm at, so we'll see.
I like the pieces here. I like the moves you made too. You know, the trade you did with me was like a late night flip a tight end you were about to cut to the waiver wire for potential upside in Pierce.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bolster depth at wide receiver because I would love to start Thomas, and I'd love to start Sutton getting 16 points, but it's just not really happening, so we'll see.
What has happened
I need
to
options.
Thomas?
Turf toe.
Turf toe.
It's like a sprain of the ball of your toe, your big toe or something. Apparently it's like really devastating for football players.
You can't cut. You can't plant your foot. So when you put your foot down, it's extremely painful and you lose all your power. I don't know why it's taking so long to get right, but hopefully he comes back healthy. I feel like Thomas is someone who just likes being injured.
Doesn't like playing football.
Paycheck's still coming in, you know.
It's true.
Oh, coach, next week for sure. Maybe no, let's not put a date on it. I like the Ayuk pickup too. Jimmy G's gonna have to throw some more. I think that the McCaffrey kind of hurts that you have like the McCaffrey move limits the pass catching and everyone, but also raises the overall ceiling of the offense. So it's like give take.
Yeah, he's just a lot more
Tide,
valuable
Rich
flyer
Soldiers.
than a lot of the other guys I have. So if I desperately need a wide receiver, I think I'm happy throwing him in there for the upside.
Yeah, for sure. But similar to Justin, you're definitely not out of it. Yeah. And another thing, too, like, we're all making fun at the All Madden squad. There's only one winning record in All Madden. That's because we all have good teams, and we tore each other to pieces at the beginning of the season. Like, we all came out of the division play, like, 2-1. Or 1-2. Like, there was no, someone dominated the division.
Well, three of us.
Okay, for Kate Kessner. So, you know what I mean? Like, but we all beat Kessner. We all beat Kessner, and then one of us had to beat the other, right? So it's like, it's hurt coming in and playing these other teams.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have more in-division wins than I do out-of-division wins right now. So speak for yourself. I guess you do too.
Okay, well, anyway, let's move on. Okay, so it doesn't help that Josh... Okay, we'll get to me. Okay, let's go. 7, we're at Josh, and we're all over the place on Josh. Noah's down at 8. I'm at 7. Justin's at 5. And for me, it's the running back position is such a glaring hole. You can have as much receiver depth as you want, but you can't play them in your running back slot. And Connor might not play. And if he does, I don't think he's good as an Eno Benjamin. Like, I think Eno Benjamin is better than James Conner and should be getting the starting reps. Kareem Hunt could get traded. That could be good, but for right now, no dice. Jamal Williams is the backup because Swift is back. And Jamal Williams is good for like 10 points probably if you chuck him in if you're really desperate. James Robinson hopefully becomes a better Michael Carter. Don't really see it happening. Did he straight up cut Dobbins? I think he did.
No, he's on the IR.
He's in the IR. Okay. And I don't believe that's coming back.
No.
I like the idea of hopefully getting some dart throws. I mentioned earlier with the trade with Justin, but I really think that this is a position that Josh needs to address, especially with the question mark at tight end. Adams and Hopkins and Olave are great. Awesome.
Outstanding.
Fantastic. And Hurts, obviously very good. But Aaron Jones is a giant question mark, and RB2 doesn't exist. And that's why I have him at 7, and I'm assuming Noah's pretty similar at 8.
Yeah, same reasons.
So, Justin, why do you have him considerably? I think 2 ranks above me and 3 above Noah is considerably higher. What's your upside on this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just view the the running back position a little differently. I think it's possible that, like, I think Aaron Rodgers is just fed up with his wide receivers, and he's like, Aaron Jones is the one guy I got, and so it's possible that they just
going to force feed him.
I mean, he had 10 targets last week. Like, that could completely just be the norm.
8. Oh wait, sorry, 10. Yeah, you're right.
Against a terrible Washington Commanders defense.
Yeah, I mean obviously
they're playing the Buffalo Bills this week. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Well, I think that this week could be a very telling game because I do think the Packers are learning that they need to change what they're doing. It's not working.
I hope so.
So, I think Aaron Jones is, to me, he's not like an amazing RB. He's hardly like a borderline RB1. And I think Connor, when he does get back, I think it's more likely. Like, I think he could get back this week. I think it's more likely he gets back. He's going to be back at least next week because he's back at practice. I think the Cardinals' offense just as a whole is starting to look a little better. So I'm a little higher on Connor, and I do not think Eno Benjamin poses any threat to Connor whatsoever.
Really?
I don't.
I think Eno's looked way better than Connor in the last 2 weeks.
Like, I think at best, like, slots into a Chase Edmonds role, in which case Connor's still going to be the goal line guy. Connor got very little run, like, snap percentage wise versus Chase last year, and Connor was way better.
He's just super efficient
for fantasy. So I can't see that like, maybe he probably has played himself into a better role, but I think for James Conner, that's better for him. I think Conner is better in a more of a limited role, and that's what he did last year. So I'm not as down on the running backs. I think the wide receivers are great. Hurts is a top QB.
Yeah.
Between Hurts and his wide receivers, they could just straight up win in weeks.
Okay. Josh, you're at 7. This is a one-spot drop for you, but you've been all over the map. You can bounce way back from that. Speaking of another drop, big drop. We're all at the same page. Sam's at 6. And I'm going to speak my thoughts about this deal real quick. The Chase Edmonds and Dalton Schultz for A.J. Dillon and Kyle Pitts. And I'm just going to say it right now. I don't understand it on Sam's side. Let me rephrase. How it makes sense for me, Sam's side, is he's hoping Dalton Schultz becomes a stud, and he's handcuffing Mostert. But could this deal have been made without giving, like, I think Aaron Jones is one of the most valuable backups. I don't think you can play him right now. But if A.J. Dillon goes down, if Aaron Jones goes down, Dillon becomes crazy valuable, and then Pitts is whatever. Pitts could go to the waiver wire. So, like, could this deal have been done without giving away a piece that he could have used down the road?
I don't know. I mean, it's a tough sell to sell Kestner on giving away Schultz and Edmonds. Edmondson is obviously a pretty valuable backup. I think that's tough to pull it off without offering. Like, Kyle Pitts is like nothing at this point. So, like, how do you get it done without, like, offering something other than Pitts?
Capital.
It's true.
And I don't think that it would have cost that much. Like, I don't think it would have cost. Like, Kester texted me after this deal goes through, and I text Kester, "Nice move," and he goes, "Sam proposed it." Like, he was ecstatic that this deal came across his desk, and he smashed the accept button as fast as he could. That's all I'm saying. But Mike Williams is hurt. The wide receiver depth position, I guess, thank God he's got Evans. Waddle's, Tua is back. Waddle was good, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
I watched
his
game.
Great.
I feel like Waddle had a good game. Yeah, 10 points is fine. Evans will bounce back. The RB1 and 2 are fine. I'm still kind of out on JT. And tight end is a giant question mark. And I just don't see... I don't see the giant upside.
You're out on Dulcich? You're out on that man? The hair?
I love Greg Dulcich as a player. I love him as a person. I hate the Broncos' offense, and I want to
9 targets.
9 targets. Okay,
Man.
That's 9 targets.
Yeah, I mean, find me another tight end who got 9 targets.
With a backup.
I mean, I guess. Oh, he looked good with Wilson. He looked good with Wilson.
3 targets.
Farmouth had 9 targets. So, like, I don't know. I think the floor is relatively safe. I don't think the ceiling's very high for what we're looking at right now. And I don't know. I think 6 is where it needs to be. I think we all agree. All right, Justin, tell me why you're so down on Mark. By the way, drop 3 spots for Sam. That's a big drop. Mark's down a spot at 5. Justin, you're the most out on him. And I know you just beat him, but come on now. You can't take it out on him in the rankings.
I'm thinking for me, like, he's just getting hammered in the way I do my rankings because he doesn't have a quarterback. Like, his quarterback has scored, 1 and 2 this week.
I've been there.
And what was it last week? It was...
I didn't realize it was so bad this week.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, no!
It was 4 the week before.
And before that, it was golf.
But it's like been essentially non-existent. And that's like not good because, again, quarterback is kind of important. He just lost to Njoku for
that's big.
High ankle sprain. That's kind of big because I think the tight end was kind of sneaky carrying him because the wide receivers are fine. And obviously the running backs are outstanding. But losing without quarterback play and now without tight end play, I just think it's going to be tough to win games. And it's a hard lineup. I think it's just a really hard lineup to set. Who do you start? They're all just kind of – there's no clear start decisions, I think.
Receiver-wise?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Play A.J. Brown.
I mean, A.J. Brown's
Cooper.
probably the only –
And then you flex somebody. Right now he's flexing Lockett. I know technically Cooper's in the flex, but he plays Monday, so I understand why that's there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think.
But they're inconsistent. Cooper's inconsistent. You don't know when you're going to get it.
Lockett when you get it, you get it.
I mean, when you get it, you get it. But
again,
my point is that it's a hard lineup to set. It's not yours or guys. Where it's just I know who to play.
We can't all be like me and Guy. I understand.
Or even my lineup. You know who you're. I know who I'm starting every week. It's. There's not a lot of hard decisions.
I guess so. I don't know. I just like his team, but I get what you're saying. Noah, you're super high on him. You got him before.
Yeah, I think I misranked that. I did this really quick. Sorry, guys. In hindsight, I would have put Josh at 4, and then because I think Sam was going to skid, and I kind of have always been beating the drum of wide receivers score a lot of points. And Josh's wide receivers are just way better than Mark's,
the whole league.
and then the QB upside as well, and they still have the same record. So yeah, I'm kind of low on Mark at this point. To be honest,
was Ivan now low in the space of 10 minutes? Oh, it's changed. No, okay, all right. At 4, the climb continues. He's coming.
Look at him go.
He's coming. 4 straight.
Jumped 4 spots.
We
How
doubted
do you guys have
him.
at 4.
I am at 4. Have you seen his team? It's
I don't know.
good.
Check.
It's a good team.
Very good team.
It's Bryn freaking
Thomas,
Jungles.
Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
No, he's Aaron Rodgers is the starter.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's not good. No, quarterback's terrible. All right, but let's focus on the big parts, okay? First of
Does
all,
have
4-win
Joshua
streak.
Jacobs.
4-win streak. RB1,
Tyreek
Josh
Hill.
Jacobs.
Is that the
RB1,
longest win
Dalvin
streak
Cook.
right now? I think it is.
Active, yeah. Sanders has had his end. RB1 Jacobs, RB1 Cook, wide receiver 1 Hill, wide receiver 2 Pittman. Flex really shouldn't be Jerry Jeudy, but it is. But he could play he could play Jacoby, he could play Darrell Henderson, starter for the Rams right now. Please don't play any of those guys. Please play Jeudy. Bryn, don't listen to this. Play Jeudy. Wait, did
11
Jeudy have a good
targets
game with the
last
backup?
week.
Nah, it's gonna go Sutton's way this week. Anyway, this team's good. It's just straight up good. Everett is on bye. Everett's a top 6 tight end. It's a good tight end.
Yeah.
And Bryn,
Tight end 7 right now.
We had you buried, and you've risen from the ashes on letting other people make waiver wire pickups for you, and then paying them their fab back. Which, like, isn't the worst strategy? Because, like, you know exactly how much it cost you. I don't know. As you overpaid for Knox this week,
Britt
but I
made
don't
his
think
first legit fab waiver pickup this
literally
week.
as one waiver
This is
wire
his first
pickup.
one.
Yeah, it's Dawson Knox. He's
For
changed the roster.
$20.
Yeah, he's changed the roster, but he hasn't made a waiver wire pickup. Also, Cowboys defense is a difference maker every week. And
Yeah,
they have a
his
smash
special
play
teams
this week.
I mean, we knocked the Tucker pick, obviously, but it's worked out. I mean, Tucker's K2, Dallas Cowboys defense is D1, so that's a difference.
Yeah, and Nick
That's
Folk
points.
is kicker 18. You know, so he's got depth.
Probably be on the
everywhere.
waiver wire.
Yeah, he's got depth everywhere. But yeah, Bryn, good job. If you're listening, well done. You know, we were talking with Justin. I don't know if you said on the pod, but I'm going to say it now. And I think we had to read that you thought this was a joke early on, and you've realized we're serious. So I'm glad that you're playing well. No, but like also too, like you know, it's his first waiver wire pickup. He's made a couple good trades. He just drafted well. It's a good draft.
Yeah, it was a good draft. Great draft.
Jacobs, Cook, Hill,
Beekeepers,
Pittman,
good draft.
Judy. Those are all draft picks. Like, good job. So yeah, there you go. Bryn at 4, good big rise. And now we're taking some tumbles with Santos at 3. Santos has his first loss handed to him by the aforementioned Bryn, and really it's just because the Bills were on bye. But also Bryn kind of popped off, so I guess there's both of that. He's back at full strength, playing Sam this week. And when I say full strength, he's still fielding David Montgomery, Brian Robinson, insert Commanders running back. Clyde's on bye, so I guess he doesn't fall into that trap. Yeah. I mean, Diggs and Allen are good for like 50 a week, so it's like just needs the rest
They're
of his
fresh.
team.
They're rested. They could
do
be good for
something.
70.
They're gonna nuke the Packers. I think. I think they're gonna go scorched earth, like just. I think like,
They don't
Gabe
pull the
gets
starters in the third and a half quarter.
Yeah, I think Singletary only gets like 8 carries because they're up by 40 going into the half, and so they just start handing the ball off to freaking Cook and the other guy back there, Zach Moss. Like it's like I think it's going to be a disaster for the Packers. But yeah, talk to me about Santos. Just got a good, solid team.
It's great. It's a great team. I mean, the Bills are great, so the team is great. A little concern for Clyde. His snap percentage dropped substantially ever since Pacheco. So he was 42% week 6 and 27 week 7. So that's a concern. Because if you don't have CEH, he has no RB depth at all.
He's playing Sam this week. He's got Paris Campbell in the flex. Wait. Sam has Rashad White in the flex.
Yikes.
What?
What happened here?
That's the right play. Oh man!
Justin, what's Sam's bench ranked right now?
I don't know what it's
10?
ranked.
What are you giving him for his depth?
Oh, I got you. Sam's bench is a 2 out of 5.
Out of 5? Yeah.
Out of
Well, that's
5?
generous.
Oh my gosh!
It honestly
I mean-
probably could be lower.
I would play Rashad White over you have to play him over Chase Edmonds, I guess.
I mean, Chase Edmonds is the only other player who's actually going to play this week, probably.
Yeah. Hey, but at least Elijah Mitchell is locking up his IR spot, so he can't put Treylon Burks in there and get an actual player for his team. All right. Whew. That was funny. At 2, Justin, can you hit me with the sad music again?
Yeah.
It's over.
Yep.
Time
We're
to sell
packing
it.
in. Fire
Torch
sale.
the team.
Insert Noah nuclear bomb gift. No, after I went into the doc. So we have a Google Doc or a thing that calculates the rankings.
Spreadsheet.
And I got my ass kicked so hard that on Sunday night I put myself at like 7. Like went into the doc, I was just like, I suck. This team is horrible. And today we're loading into the pod, and I'm looking at the rankings, looking at my team. I'm like, oh, wait, Cooper Kupp is on this roster? Okay, well, maybe it's not that bad.
It's like you lose all those pieces and throw in Cooper Kupp, and DeAndre Swift is like, yeah, you know what? You're going to be okay.
Yeah, wait a second. I don't have to start Romeo Doubs again? Okay. All right, this isn't the end of the world. But it still sucks about Breece Hall. And let's be real. Guy has... Wait, hold on. The spoilers, I guess. I have earned the number 2 spot. I don't want to talk about my team, though. It's depressing. All right, so to number 1. He's been clamoring for it. Demanding it.
Clawed his way back
He's
from
been
the
yelling,
ashes of 6th place.
You had me
He's
right in
reborn.
the week 1, and then you buried me. It's Guy. And Guy, you made it. Me and Justin had you at 2 last week. Noah tried to foil our plans. And so the
Doesn't
rise
it just
this
taste
week
so much sweeter now?
is 4 spots.
Yeah.
Skyrocketed
So
up
that's
the rankings. Guy's the number 1, and it's on the back of Joe Burrow. Because let's be real. The roster was always good, but the Bengals are...
They figured it out.
And really, Joe Burrow is exploding. Like,
Number 1 in
Nuclear.
neutral game script pass rate. Like,
cannot be stopped. These are Lamar Jackson numbers. 15, 14, 7. Oh, wait, hold on. The other Lamar Jackson numbers, too. 32, 39. You know, like explosions. He had a rushing touchdown, for goodness sakes. Jamar's catching 2. Austin Eckler's on bye. He doesn't care. You slot Ramondre Stevenson in there, and you're good to go. This roster is loaded. No trades for Guy.
Really?
Dude. Guy is gonna never cut Juju Smith-Schuster for last week. He got him up the waiver wire. Had to force to play him. Had the big week. He's never going anywhere. Guy's gonna be like Juju's my wide receiver 3. I don't know what you're talking about. He belongs here.
he probably
not true,
does.
Guy.
He probably
I don't think
does.
so. I mean, I guess time will tell, but I don't think so.
I mean,
but good
look,
for you getting the boom week.
here's his target numbers: 8, 3, 8, 8, 8, 5, 8. Like,
Okay, sure, but
on the
until the
Chiefs.
last 2 weeks, that meant nothing. Like, until the last 2 weeks, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 was
3 of those
4,
8 target
7,
games were less
2,
than 10
8.
points.
Like, not great. So, but hey, he's figured out how to get yards out of the catch. Maybe that continues. Either way, he's got Gabe Davis, so who cares? And Jamar Chase. Like, Jamar Chase and Gabe Davis are such the perfect wide receiver 1 and 2. Like, I think Josh's team overall has better wide receivers, but these two, Chase has the floor. He has the ceiling, but he has the floor. He's going to get you 10 to 15, no doubt.
Minimum.
Minimum.
well, his minimum has been 8, but
Since when?
Since, like, 3 weeks.
8.3, 9.7, 8.5
8.5.
weeks
He has-
2, 3, and 5.
But 23, 28, 29. Either way, he's not going to goose you.
No,
He's not going to goose you.
no.
And Gabe Davis could goose you, but Gabe Davis can also score you 35 on 3 touches. You know, like, he could go absolute turbo nuclear. And with the rest of the squad performing, it's great. We laugh about the tight end position. Goddard's a fine tight end at 6.
I don't think
And,
we ever laughed at it. I thought we always thought Goddard was fine.
I think, like, in the overall, you know, like, in
Oh,
the
yeah.
the general, if you don't have Kelsey or Andrews, you're kind of like, you know, bleh. But Ertz, Goddard, these guys have been playing good. Guy, good job, buddy. Well done. Stop whining.
Just don't have an Icarus moment again.
Yeah, you made it here. Now stick around, okay? I was at the number 1 spot for 4 weeks. Let's replicate that, all right? I have no reason to move you down. Don't give us a reason, okay?
I'll give you a reason. I'll give you a reason.
Justin's coming! The dead bar! It's a trap! Okay, let's talk matchups real quick before we get out of here. I think a big one is... I don't want to talk about me. Someone else bring me up. I want to talk about Justin and Guy. So, Guy has Eckler on bye, which is a big, you know... I mean, I was
RB1.
just saying he's got the RB to flex in. But that's a big contributor to this team, the overall ceiling of this team. Justin's at full strength, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, no Kelsey.
No Kelsey. Oh. Okay, so you're both down a chunk. Okay. All right. So this is a big game because Guy can take a commanding lead in the division, especially if I lose with this week. But at least he can hold on to his. If I win and he wins, he can at least hold on to his 1-game advantage. Justin would get back to 500 with a dub,
and I would be tied with Guy on record,
which would be crazy. Which would be absolutely crazy. Noah, pick this game.
I am going to take
Higgins or Hines in the flex. That's the matchup right now.
Higgins.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Joe Devontae Smith is actually my flex, but I have to. Higgins is the Monday night.
Sure.
Flex.
I think the Bucks bounce back. I'm going Guy. Unfortunately,
Guy.
I have a buck.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
I think Fournette will outscore Godwin.
I'm going hard in the paint. Guy, you can yell at me if you want. Justin wins. Here's why. Rachaad White does nothing this week except for take carries away from Fournette. Not valuable for fantasy, but in fact a net neutral or a negative for Fournette. Godwin catches a touchdown. Doesn't have a big game. That's like 15 points. It's enough to turn the tide. Justin wins by 3.
It's a bold move predicting the Bucks to throw a touchdown.
Actually, hold on. I'm playing Brady. Oh, no. Scratch that.
Yeah.
Godwin gets a handoff on a jet sweep.
There we go. That's it. We got there.
Oh, man. This is going to be a big game. I'm really excited to watch that one. And I'm also really excited to watch the toilet bowl between Jacob and Josh. Not to see who wins, but really to see who scores less points. Like
to see who loses.
Yeah. Because Kessler already set the record at 36 points a week. I don't think we're gonna get there
with that active roster. That's impressive.
But sub 60, winning your week while scoring 64 points would be so great. Wouldn't that be awesome? Ken Walker, goes nuclear, has a 30-point game, and then total Kessler scores 42. And he wins? Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh, man. Whew. Oh, man. Geno Smith, Tony Pollard, starters. Damian Harris. Yikes. Okay. Who would you rather have this rest of season, Breece Hall or Damian Harris? Oh, man. All right. Give me another pick. Someone. Shout out. Give us another pick.
It's Luke and Brin is the big game for me.
Yes. I mean, that was, to me, that was the matchup I had circled. You guys are projected the highest for this week. So
the top 2 teams?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, these teams are good. Okay. I think that if Brady outscores Lamar, I just lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think.
I'm going to be watching tomorrow's game with great interest. And that's a possibility.
Yeah,
the numbers have been released some of the last 4 weeks.
Yeah. Mark Andrews might not play, but I'm pretty confident in Freiermuth.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't practice.
That's not good.
The last 3 weeks. But like I said, I'm really confident in Freiermuth.
If he's limited or doesn't play.
He doesn't have to practice to play. He didn't practice all last week.
He's limited in the game.
No, he played 89% of snaps. He wasn't limited at all. I think last week was a weird game. I'm not excusing Lamar Jackson's behavior. I am concerned about the streak of down games.
He's had 4 tough matchups: Buffalo, Cincinnati, New York, and Cleveland's not essentially bad, but statistically they've been bad for quarterbacks. Those are 4 bad matchups.
Yeah, I think last week they got Gus back, and I think they just wanted to pound the rock and see what happens. Mm-hmm. And
he had 10 rushing attempts.
Gus?
No, Lamar.
I know Gus was. He only threw 16 times.
He rushed 10 times and only scored 10 points as a QB.
Because he kept, dude. I don't know how many. Gus had 2 touchdowns. I don't know how many times he got them. He threw this bomb to Bateman and got dropped on the 2. He caught it and got tackled on the 2, and then Gus runs it in. Stuff like that. Andrew's targets had 2 targets in the game, and apparently they were doubling him the whole time. Whatever. Both end zone targets. That one just missed, the other. I don't think I win my game last week, but it significantly changes the outlook on Lamar Andrews.
I think you win this week, Luke. I think his point total might fall back a little bit, and I think Kupp and Swift being back is huge, and they have good matchups this week, and they could easily blow up. But yeah, if Brady doesn't win, or Brady beats you out with Jackson, that could spell the end.
Swift being back is huge. I think he could have played last week. What I was reading about him is that they were like, if this is a playoff game, he's in, but we want him at 100%. Like, we don't want him at 95%. We want him at 100%, so we're going to give him one more week. He has a great matchup. And then also, you all laughed at me, but Deontay Foreman came out, had 150 rushing yards, and there's no Chuba this week. Chuba's hurt. He's not practicing. Against the Atlanta Falcons.
Is it? I thought Chuba, like... I think
practice.
he's...
Well, I'll read it right here.
Well, I know he's not practicing today, but from what I was reading is that it's likely he would play because it wasn't a bad injury.
Didn't practice yesterday, didn't practice today. Or did they not maybe they didn't play. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just in practice today.
Yeah, because the Ravens had practice because they're the Thursday game. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Dude, I'm
I mean,
telling
if
you.
Chuba doesn't play, then I think I would definitely favor you.
Smash
But
play.
even then, I think last week was kind of an outlier. I think as great as it was to watch the Panthers destroy the Bucs, I think they kind of caught them off guard, and I don't think the Panthers are actually that good.
They caught him on the back end of being beaten by Mitchell Trubisky. I feel like I could go out there and beat him if that happened to me. Like, I'd be like, we lost to who? What? And then be in a fog for like a month. Dude. And I get Cooper Kupp back. This is just gonna be it's gonna be a good game. Hill's gonna have 30 points though. So anyway, it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be a huge game.
This is a very important game because if you lose, that is...
I gotta almost win out. I have one game error.
Yeah, if you lose, you'll need to win out to be a lock-in for playoffs.
Yeah. It's gonna be close.
And you haven't had Lamar's bye, have you?
No.
Nope.
That's in 2 weeks.
Week 10.
Yeah. And I'm that was part of the Freiermuth play was preparing for that, getting a tight end set up.
No, that's smart.
Still
That's
no.
why I picked up Irv last week.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, why? Is he trying to trade him? And then I was like, oh, Kelsey's on bye. This makes a lot of sense.
I got the Minnesota Vikings stack this week.
Cousins and Irv Smith going to town.
Watch out, guy.
Big Irv and Capo Kirk. Oh man, who you playing, Noah?
Playing Kin,
Oh man,
which is not a
Ken's
pretty,
gonna win.
but it's a must-win.
you think Ken's gonna win? I think that McCaffrey has nuked. People aren't gonna say this. People are gonna be like, no, Samuel's gonna have more outside target. I think Deebo Samuel is a wide receiver 3 rest of the season. Hot take. Drop it there.
That is a hot take.
I don't think he's good. I think the crossing, the scheme play, you don't give up your entire draft class and then just hand off the ball 12 times. I know I'm not talking about last week.
McCaffrey's
going
to feast.
I think McCaffrey's going to get 20 plus touches a game, and I think that's going to come.
I just need to play the right wide receivers, and I think I'll win. But I
They
don't
don't
know who those
exist.
are.
Noah.
There's two out of 6 of them will score at least 15 points, or maybe at least 10.
You can't play Pierce with the Colts changing the quarterback. You have to see.
Yeah.
Jeez, I think you're right with playing DJ Moore, but I don't like it.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh, I love it. I'm so happy.
I don't think that's right, but I also don't think you're wrong. Oof.
I think DJ Moore gets 8 points. That's just
Well, that could be enough. I mean, you just don't want to get
Take 8
goosed,
points.
right? What you
I think
know,
what I have to do is if Russ plays, I have to play Sutton. If Russ doesn't play, maybe I throw Ayuk in there. That's really my only consideration. But if Zeke doesn't play and Russ doesn't play, then I'm in trouble.
Well, I think
Is
Zeke's
Zeke- wait,
not playing this week. He says
Is
likely
Zeke not
to miss.
playing?
Oh, yeah, likely to miss. That's rough.
So
Boost for Jacob? Jacob going back to 11 next week? What? Oh my gosh. Wait, when did this happen? When did he get hurt?
You got hurt in the middle of a last game and just kept playing.
He came back in the game though, but he got hurt.
So they give him the miss this week, so he has the bye, so a nice 2-week cooldown. Get him healthy. That makes a lot of sense. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh. You're
That's
going to have
why-
to drop a defense.
why would I drop a defense?
I don't.
I mean, I am
fine.
going to drop a defense, but I already have claims in.
Because I really don't want to play any of these players, but I don't want to cut them either, right?
If I have to play Ayuk and Sutton, I will. It's just what has to happen.
You might have to, yeah. That's tough stuff.
And Derrick Henry plays Houston, which is
Oh.
he could just bury you. Just him and Daniel Jones could just come in and bury you. Because Jones
It could
plays
happen.
Seattle.
Dude, Daniel Jones, quarterback 10 on the year. Daniel Jones, quarterback 3 last week with 28 points. Didn't he have over like 100 yards rushing? He had 107 yards rushing. What? Brian Daboll, what a genius. He saw
Everything he
Daniel
touches
Jones and
turns
said,
to gold.
oh, it's Josh Allen Jr. I can make him run. I can give him safe throws to make. Because that's real. If you guys watch Giants football, it's fun.
Yeah, they're good.
Bootlegs,
They're well
rolling
coached.
out, quality, nothing explosive. Like you get the explosive game if someone breaks out, like Barkley picks up a big run, or like last week, Slayton had a nice big game. Also, Wan'Dale Robinson looks legit. I'm so excited about Wan'Dale Robinson. So he can sit on my bench while I play Cooper Kupp and CeeDee Lamb. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good game. Oh, I love maybe I'm back in, guys. I was so sad of this week. Maybe I'm back in. I love fantasy football. Oh man. Whew,
We
okay.
shall see.
Trade deadline's in 2 weeks. Everyone keep that on your radar. We will have the doctor back. Don't worry. Post trade deadline to give
Justin,
us
when DJ Moore goes for 18 points this week, I will accept or contemplate trade offers from you. For DJ Moore. I know you wanted him.
Dude,
Did he
I
fit?
went back and forth. Should I put a waiver claim in on DJ Moore or not? So many times, but I was like, no. I can't. Like, this team has been awful, and I like PJ
They
Walker
fired
last year
Matt
was
Rule and
awful.
traded away their problem player Christian McCaffrey. Now
Yeah,
they're
Christian
back.
McCaffrey was the problem the whole time.
Yeah,
I
I guess so. I guess so.
Wait, where? How much?
Toxic
Where was
locker
it?
room presence.
The locker room.
It was Wednesday of last week.
Okay, hold on. It was a long time ago. No, it was Friday of last week, right? Because
It was Friday?
DJ dropped?
Friday, yeah.
DJ was dropped, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
You're right because I messaged you about why did I pick up my player on Thursday,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even DJ. It was like the Packers defense or something.
That was like, I put a request in and it didn't go through. And I was like, when was the player dropped? Like, are you trying to get DJ Moore? And Noah was like, oh, I should probably bid on DJ Moore.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, man.
But it's kind of a problem because it's like the Panthers need a quarterback, and them winning is not helping them get a quarterback.
For fantasy, PJ Walker's getting it done. I mean, in real life, you have any quarterback.
Hey, DJ Moore can get 80 and a touchdown and they still lose. Just they need to play
Well,
a competent
that would
offense that
be
doesn't run on every down like the Buccaneers.
What? Yeah, what was that game?
Who knows, man?
I don't like.
It
hold on,
looks
wait,
like
guys.
one of those college games where like the big bad like Alabama or Michigan just comes in and is just like, we're just gonna roll these dudes, and then they get caught flat-footed, and then just like the entirety of the game is just like they can't believe it's happening, and it just keeps happening. That's kind of what it felt like.
Bulls on the sideline was like, I took it out of Tom Brady's hands and it's not working. Let's keep doing that. It has to work. It has to work. Yeah, Rashad, get in there. Get in there, Rashad. We need more of that. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it was. Ugh. But great. Bucks, do that again this week.
All right, we should probably wrap up here.
I'm done. Yeah, get us out of here. All right, people. Bye. Adios.
Peace.